TIAA is on a mission. Why? Because 54% of Black Americans don't have enough savings to retire. So in collaboration with big-name artists like Wyclef Jean, TIAA released Paper Right, new music inspiring a new financial future. With 100% of streaming sales going to a nonprofit that teaches students how to invest. Stream Paper Right now and help close the gap.
The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
Hi there, it's Kieran here with Brutally Delicious, talking about Spectral Voice's sophomore album, Sparagmos. There have been a lot of bands playing with a mixture of death and doom metal recently, and as a huge fan of both, I've been spoiled for choice. After sharpening their teeth with an excellent 2017 full-length and a handful of heavy-hitting split efforts, Spectral Voice have cultivated their sound in the harshest, ugliest reaches of death and doom to produce some of the most evil, formless, and sincere material I've heard in some time. Spectral Voice consists of 3/4 of one of death metal's most talked about names, Blood Incantation. That band has become a modern pillar of the genre, combining techie riffing with an infectious brutality, although they've dabbled further into cosmic ambient electronica during their last few projects. Blood Incantation's sound is structured, organised and technical, and is a far cry from what Spectral Voice produce. This band is clearly a project of passion. The musicians revel in creating the most filthy, unfiltered soundscapes possible, without any pressure to fit any mould or constraint. Blood Incantation occupies the cerebral, while Spectral Voice speaks to a more carnal and visceral state of mind. Sparagmos, the album's title, is defined as an act of rending, tearing apart, or mangling, usually in a Dionysian context. Fittingly, the album is the auditory embodiment of being torn apart slowly by ancient titans over the duration of the 45-minute journey, encompassing all things morbid and mournful. Sparagmos is a 4-track beast, and these are some formidable, long songs, but they lumber, twist, and turn naturally, and we're treated to a dark and cohesive sonic punishment that never becomes stale. All 4 tracks here are both expansive and suffocating at the same time, opening up into a huge, doom-laden sections and relentless blasting passages. The glacial pace can be described as entering funeral doom territory in some moments, and the use of pause and patience only heightens the devastating impact. There are some embellishments like haunting chimes and bells that heighten the occult eeriness, but Spectral Voice don't rely on gimmicks or layers of added atmosphere, and the terror is captured solely through their instrumentation. In a similar vein of destruction to bands like Fossilized and Reverence to Paroxysm, Spectral Voice are experimenting with the heaviest reaches of sound that instruments can produce to form something that sounds inhuman. From the very opening moments of the first track, the band begin to build dark tension as menacing guitar notes ring out like a bell as the distorted, churning vortex begins to open up. After around 6 minutes, the noise takes shape into a recognisable creeping riff, only to be eaten up and enveloped by a barrage of blast beats. The last few minutes of the track crumble back into a slow, plodding pace, and clean, chanted vocals and echoing, eerie lead work close out the track in a very cathartic way. The ghostly, glistening guitar in the second track are instantly gripping, and the pummeling drums have an almost black metal momentum, before things are slowed down to a horrifying, mutant slug's pace once again. The production is muddy and plays a part in amplifying the oppressive mood, and these moments of clarity are quite poignant amidst the chaos. The whole album feels like a meditation on death and all things bleak, but there is a thoughtful melancholy that sometimes permeates through the murk. The vocals live up to the band's namesake, as they range from wraith-like whispers to ghastly howls and demented shouting. The delivery is not tapped into either rhythm or cadence, and acts almost as another instrument, both powerful and lamenting at the same time. It's impressive to note that vocalist Eli Wendler, the sole member of Spectral Voice absent from the Blood Incantation lineup, delivers both drums and vocals live at the same time, and does so flawlessly. Altogether, the songs don't rely on earworm hooks or encapsulating melody, but rather an inescapable sense of dread. The album feels ceremonial, almost processional, and I could see some listeners shying away from its expansive passages, especially those looking for something more immediate and riff-centric. Portal and Latter-day Blut als Nord are both bands who have taken death and black metal, which are already dark genres, and made their own twists to produce disorienting, almost surreal music that challenges the listener through their unique sonic palette. Spectral Voice have, for me, achieved a similar feat, blending death and doom metal and refining their approach to force listeners into a truly desolate place. This is not easy listening, but rather a ritual journey that is best consumed, or rather allowed to consume you in one sitting. I'm a glutton for punishment, and I think the album is best experienced through some good headphones laying in bed. It's definitely not a comfortable or casual listen, but the sheer heaviness and unrelentingly bleak atmosphere is something to behold. All in all, I think Spectral Voice are going all in on this album and have committed to their vision, producing one of the filthiest and most gargantuan sounding death metal albums that I've heard in quite some time. It certainly isn't pretty, but if you're willing, it's an infectious slice of cosmic and spiritual unease that challenges the boundaries of heaviness and brutality.
This is Krista Makes, guitarist and vocalist for Less Than Jake, and host of Krista Makes a Podcast, a songwriting podcast where every week I'm joined by an amazing guest to break down the writing, recording, and release of one iconic song from their career. In our giant evergreen back catalog of episodes, we've had rock legends such as Dee Snider and Huey Lewis, punk rock favorites like Mark Hoppus, Fat Mike, and Brett Gurewitz, and up-and-coming artists of today such as Liz Stokes of the Beths and Genesis Owusu. We've had guests from all genres and styles of music, and I guarantee that if you peruse our back catalog, you'll see several episodes that'll make you say, man, I gotta hear that. Whether you're a fan of music or a creator of music yourself, you'll take away a whole new appreciation for the songs you know and love. Krista Makes a Podcast is available for free on all the places you could possibly listen to podcasts, and new episodes come out every Monday.